mind-blowing. This is just mind-blowing that this is actually coming together, that I'm actually doing this. Hey guys, and welcome back to the cabin series. We are taking another flashback into summer when I was working on the cabin. We're going to be finishing it up pretty quick, and I will be doing the grand reveal in just a short while, so definitely stay tuned. Today we are going to be putting the flooring in. Woo! It is officially going to be a cabin. It is so crazy, the massive transformation just putting the flooring in does. I loved the final look. Let me know what you thought. And also stay tuned for a little secret at the very end of this video. Help you? What's the matter? Today's the day that I install the flooring. I've never done flooring. I've never watched flooring. So it's going to be interesting. So I think the consensus is I'm going to go through, double check all of the nail heads on the floor to make sure they're all flat because many are not. So the order of operation is going to be putting down the tarp paper. Tarp paper doesn't let moisture in. It's like a one-way barrier. Then I'm gonna put foam board down. That's gonna be the insulation. It's not a lot of insulation, but that's the best that I can do with the way this is designed, unfortunately. And then I'm gonna put together my snap together engineered wood flooring. It was literally the cheapest thing I could find for sale. It was clearanced out. They only had a little bit in stock, so it was perfect for my little job here. Now I'm gonna go through and hammer down the floorboards that are popping up so they don't poke holes through my tarp paper. Let's go. One. So I spent like 20 minutes researching to figure out if I had what I needed. Apparently there's another type of felt material that you can use under hardwood floors, but regular roofing tar paper, 15 pounds, works just as good and is commonly used as well. The downside is it has a little bit more smell. We'll see how that pans out. Anyway, I'm also noticing that I probably should have put this down first before putting my walls up. I really couldn't do that because then it would be covered in mud and water and dirt. Yeah, it is what it is. Not good. You know, one thing I did not think about with tar paper is the fact that it stains. So if you accidentally roll it into your wall, it's gonna leave a tar mark on your wall. So you're gonna have to really be careful using tar paper. Just a heads up. So it is the next day. I started to take video yesterday, but my battery went dead. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like and explain a couple problems. All right, so you can see that we've got it taped all the way up to the very edge of the wood. All the seams are taped. And I even went through yesterday by hand with a rag and slicked down every single tape seam. But as you can see, it's not sticking. None of this is actually sticking. So the idea of the tar paper is to form a vapor seal on the floor so that water vapor, moisture from the ground doesn't come up through the bottom. And as of right now, it actually is, and that's what's causing the tape to lose its stickiness. So, I'm not sure what to do. Obviously, the tape isn't helping at all. Now, looking around different flooring forums that I saw online, people had a real heck of a time getting tar paper off a floor. It always seemed to be melted directly down to the floor or the subfloor. So one would figure that you could use a heat gun to melt the tar paper to your floor. I tried that. I had no luck. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I was not able to get the tar paper to directly adhere to the flooring. So I had to just make do with taping it. All right, after a couple calamities under the house with leaking water, yeah, that's not a good sign.
What's going on?
It's coming from under the house somewhere.
How do you get in?
Crawl. You gotta crawl in.
Oh, yeah,
That's a lot of water.
There.
Oh, crap. Finally back in here. We are moving on to putting the styrofoam down. Fingers crossed it goes okay. We'll put this one down first. Like this.
Well, that was
Kind of curvy, isn't it?
that was. If you dropped it on the floor, that would be a bad idea.
Insulation on the floor was and still is a point of contention here in the cabin. I could only use 3/4 inch foam board on the floor in order to have just enough clearance to put my wood floor on top. As far as lifting the cabin and putting foam board underneath, the supporting boards under the floor run at a crisscross pattern like this. Originally, I had thought that I could slide large sheets of styrofoam board underneath the flooring. But because of the way the crisscross pattern works, there's not really any way to do that. So until I can think of a better solution, this is all I can manage. There you go. That's over here. Yeah, you got it. Do you think we can fit another sheet in there, or do you think it's not going to fit? So these are plastic capped nails that I'm going to use to secure it down to the floor so that it doesn't go all the way through the styrofoam. You know, not having installed wood flooring ever before, apparently I think they make little shim kits that you can buy with your wood flooring that allow you to very specially space your flooring away from the walls.
The reason you space it away from the walls a certain amount is so that if the floor shifts, it has room to expand and contract with heat and with cold, with moisture, because you don't want it to expand and then poof, buckle upward. Because I didn't have any shims, I thought the next best thing would be to use the actual flooring boards. So I started off using actual boards, and then when I started cutting, I was able to use the discard pieces as little shims along all the wall points. I was really amazed that this kit had 4 different sizes of wood that I could pick from to piece together on the floor. This resulted in very minimal flooring loss overall.
So like I said, I've looked just a little bit online about how to do this. I've gotten some tips from Eric. So if I'm doing it wrong, guys, I am sorry. You can give me tips for next time down the road if we should ever do more wood flooring. Good feel for how it's going to go together. I think it's actually going to be really simple to put together. Famous last words. The last row is going to be the hardest.
The last row. So this is where your preparation is really going to be key. You have to measure your total room length first and then see how wide your floorboards are. Then you can calculate out how many boards you're going to actually need and what the last floorboard is going to measure to. Now, if the floorboard is going to be 1 inch or less, you don't want to put a 1-inch board sliver on the whole back end of your. So what they recommend to do instead is to split the difference. You have 1 partial board to start and 1 partial board to end. So your starting wall will have a cut length and your ending wall will have a cut length. Luckily, with my flooring, I had at least 3 inches of board that I needed, and it worked out so well.
sure it took way longer than it should have, but we got it done. And I only managed to miscut 2 boards. I cut the wrong end. So I was able to recycle them on the opposite end, so it wasn't a huge deal. But man, it's crazy just walking in and seeing like the actual floor down. I'm not gonna show you just yet. This is like an actual floor, and it looks like an actual room now. I'm so excited. Sorry. Whoa. I'm so excited. This is just like mind-blowing. This is just mind-blowing that this is actually coming together, that I'm actually doing this. It's like a huge project for me because I have never done any of this. Anyway, let me show you the floor. You've already seen a little bit. Ooh, look at this. I know. It is really dark. Unfortunately, because I am on a limited budget, I couldn't just go out and pick whatever flooring color I wanted. I needed something that would kind of sort of match or complement the maple. So pretty much I had 2 choices, bright maple or dark. This flooring, as a matter of fact, was $1 a square foot. I'm not joking. Yeah, so I bought 7 boxes of that flooring for $230. There's a guy selling it out of his garage as a fundraiser for his child's Christian school education. Absolute amazing deal. This is engineered hardwood floor. It is not laminate. It is not vinyl. It is engineered wood, and I'll show you up close. So it's essentially like plywood. It's got glued together pieces. I mean, this is what most tables are made out of, realistically. You have a layer of solid wood on the very top, and then you've got other layers of different woods between. So, yeah. And then obviously it is stained and finished just like regular wood. And then as the stain, you can see it dripped over the edge right there. Yep. Don't know what company it is that makes this. Probably some Chinese company because it says made in China. So I guess we'll find out when we move the furniture in as far as how scratch resistant it is. But man, this looks great with the light switch covers. Light switch is brown. The outlets are brown. It complements the trim. I was trying to match the trim color to the little bit that I could see in the box. I was trying to make it just a little bit lighter, and I think it matches pretty well. So let's go ahead and get our baseboards up and see how that looks. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I can do the baseboards first. I think I have to do the door frame first because the baseboards are gonna come up to the door frame.
What do you think so far, guys? You think it looks good? Hey, if you notice that I made a massive mistake on this flooring, put in the comments down below, I saw the mistake. And if you didn't know what the mistake is, well, stay tuned to the next video to see what it was, and for those of you who found it, to see if you're correct. So stay tuned to see what that was and what happened to my floor. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, guys, and be sure you are subscribed for more cabin videos and for more haymaking videos. After the cabin series, we are going to go back into haymaking. We have tough hay and we have third cutting hay. And of course, we have all of our videos from fall, and hopefully I'll be able to slice in a couple of videos from winter. I actually was going to put out a video from our latest snowstorm today, but there was a mishap with the drone, and it was shooting all of the footage. So if you are subscribed on Facebook, stay tuned over there. I will post a little bit of footage that I have. If you're not subscribed on Facebook, then go over there and click the follow button and the like button and whatever else Facebook wants you to do, and stay tuned for that video. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Have an amazing weekend and stay warm. Take care, guys. Bye.